Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. So much is happening, but as a country, we remain resilient in all aspects. We do hope that you and your loved ones are safe. An updated list of parish disaster coordinators across the island is readily available on any government platform. Please utilize them should the need arise. And with that said, we have an informative show lined up just for you. We'll have more after this message. Please stay with us. Jamaica, know that brighter days are ahead.
Together, we stand with you.
We are resilient and strong.
Take each step forward with courage.
For your spirit shines brighter than any storm.
From all of us here at the Jamaica Information Service,
Sending love,
Strength,
and unwavering support
To each and every one of you.
stay strong, Jamaica.
for days now, you've seen government ministers and agency heads maintaining a constant stream of communication with the public to ensure all citizens are informed and empowered. Communication is also happening behind the scenes, between and among the various disaster response agencies to coordinate efforts. The Disaster Emergency Communication System, DECOMS project, is one of the initiatives that have helped to strengthen Jamaica's response network by ensuring that vital information reaches those who need it the most. Jamaica is no stranger to the powerful forces of nature. From hurricanes and floods to landslides, these natural disasters remind us of the importance of readiness.
So we have mainstreamed in our governance disaster preparedness and readiness as a means of building resilience against the climate change issues that affect small island developing states like Jamaica.
In terms of the National Disaster Risk Management Framework, it's actually one of the best, if not the best in the Americas.
We are in the best place we have ever been in our history in terms of our state of readiness.
When disaster strikes, all eyes turn to the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM. In a crisis, effective and reliable communication is of utmost importance. That's why the government, through ODPEM, has forged a partnership with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, to strengthen the island's emergency communication system. The ODPEM-JICA collaboration aims to improve the emergency communication infrastructure in Jamaica by installing wireless communication systems and relevant equipment, thereby contributing to swift and robust communication between first responders and government offices to respond efficiently to emergencies or a disaster.
DECOM management is Spanish Town Fire Station. This is the radio check. How do you read? Over.
We are putting in place the necessary infrastructure for us to respond to these disasters. We would have already put in place all the necessary radios in their various locations. The Jamaica Fire Brigade, the police, every arm of government is equipped to communicate before and after. And this is a game changer for the people of Jamaica.
You don't want a system where you are relying on cell phones for communication. We saw what happened in Beryl, where a lot of the cell towers went, and there was communication blackout in some areas across the country. What you want to ensure is that there are redundancy to your communication, and our radar network gives us that kind of redundancy. In terms of the design, it is robust enough that allows that if one of the nodes go down, we're still able to communicate across the country, and it gives us roughly probably 98% coverage across the island.
Changing from an analog to a digital system is not an easy feat. However, with the development of the Project Implementing Unit, the ODPEM is sure the DCOMs and Early Warning System EWANs will be effective in strengthening Jamaica's responsiveness. Coupled with the island's Early Warning System EWANs, the DCOMs are expected to effectively bolster Jamaica's responsiveness to natural disasters.
The objective of the project for the improvement of emergency communication system in Jamaica is to enhance Jamaica's public safety and our national emergency communication system. This national emergency communication system is critical for the coordination of emergency and incident response among our various government entities or key government responders. It will allow for emergency agencies to communicate via one common platform. We would have installed radio equipment to include mobile radios, base station radios, and handheld radios at a number of government entities to include the Jamaica Fire Brigade, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Ministry of Health, the local authorities, and a number of other entities island-wide. We would have installed early warning systems under the project across 2 parishes in 3 communities, namely Old Harbour Bay in St. Catherine and along the Bog Walk to Angels Corridor in St. Catherine, and also in Port Maria, St. Mary. This, with the installation of this early warning system, it will create that alertness that it is a multi-hazard system. So it will be able to alert residents, commuters, persons who utilize these areas, these urban centers, for example, Port Maria, about the pending hazards or threats that these communities will face.
This site is owned by Aerotel. They manage the telecommunication systems for Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority. Part of the benefit of co-locating at this site is that this site is designed for aeronautical purposes. So they have a very high standard, especially where power is concerned, and also for protection against lightning. And also provides quite a bit of redundancy just by virtue of its location. However, our system is designed to run entirely on a battery system, and pretty much we have our systems charged by their power. Should a case happen where we lose power, whether from GPS or their power system, our battery system will allow us to have service for up to 5 days. This site here in Coopers Hill provides coverage for the entire corporate area. So all of the radios in this area will be connected to this repeater site here at Coopers Hill, and that's another advantage that we have at this location.
The DCOM system will also help several stakeholders within the National Disaster Risk Management structure to mobilize and mitigate crises.
During the implementation phase of the project of the DCOM system, the firefighters were basically embedded with a team of engineers that came down from Japan to install the equipment across the island. DCOM system that is now at ODPEM is manned by firefighters. So that's the rock and the knock, as is referred to. It's currently manned by firefighters, and these firefighters will remain at ODPEM manning the system for as long as it's necessary. What we have done with this system is to make it a part of our daily communications. Once we're out in the field conducting, whether it's rescue or conducting firefighting operations, then The team members can communicate back to Central in terms of giving updates, live updates as to what is happening. If there is need for additional resources, that can be communicated in a reliable way, unlike what we have now.
We're able to introduce it as part of the communication platform during burial, and we were able to see some results. So it's a good thing.
The DECOM system is here to build resilience, plan for natural disasters, activate response efforts, and mitigate the impacts of disasters while maintaining an active and reliable communication channel. Believe it or not, but in more ways than one, not having your keys organized can create havoc and even threaten life in an emergency situation. Our next feature is mostly focused on the danger this poses in the event of a fire, but as you'll see, the information is relevant for any disaster, including weather-related events.
In an emergency, every second matters, whether it's rushing out the door during a fire, trying to unlock a door to help someone in need, or even just get into your car. Key rings can become more of a hindrance than a help. It's easy to accumulate keychains, gadgets, and trinkets over time, but when you're under pressure, fumbling for the right key can waste precious time. So the Jamaica Fire Brigade is imploring persons to reduce key clutter for quicker, more efficient access, especially in the event of a fire.
There's one very, very grim incident I can recall where we got to a scene and a lady was dead on her veranda grasping a bunch of keys. She just could not get out. There was about 10 keys on the bunch. You don't need to have all those keys that are not being used at home on your house keys. Keep the house keys to a minimum. Once you get there to that lock, you don't have to be going through 10 or more keys and figuring out which is which. Keep it to a minimum.
You can keep them to a minimum by removing unnecessary items like keychains, tags, or mementos that can slow you down. Label your keys. A quick identifier like color-coded keychains or simple tags can make all the difference, especially when you're in a rush.
Try to use the padlocks that use one key open two padlocks. And what I do, I keep my external keys by themselves. The internal keys are on a key rack inside my house. So I only keep the keys to enter my house on a particular key ring. And what I do is I use one keys for two padlock for the front grill, and I try to use a different grill for the side entrance, one key for two padlocks. So I can identify the key easily. You don't want to be shuffling through your keys in an emergency.
These are called key-alike padlocks, also known as same key or suited padlocks. They come in various designs and sizes, from basic models for light-duty use to heavy-duty options for more robust security needs. They are commonly available in both keyed and combination lock versions.
So you can get 2, 3, I think maybe up to 4 padlocks that use the same key. And I know some persons are going to say, what if the key get lost? You have multiple keys. Yes. So what you do is that responsible adult members of the household should have these keys. So in the event that you lose yours, then you can have another one and you can go cut a key off that one.
Remember, when it comes to keys, less really is more. Clear your keyring and clear the paths to a safer, quicker response when it counts. Also, in the event of a fire, it's also important for you to have the emergency numbers on standby.
It is important that you know the number to the nearest fire station, because The emergency systems are not operated by the Jamaica Fire Brigade. So when you call 110 or 112, it goes to an operator. That operator will then have to route your call to the nearest fire station. When you call the operator, whether you call the nearest fire station or 110, provide the information that you're asked for. It makes it so much easier for us to know exactly where that fire is.
In the event of a natural disaster, the Jamaica Fire Brigade is ready to fire up the engine. The aim? To save lives, one of several government entities that are equipped and ready to tackle emergency situations. It's a go for these hardworking men and women when disaster strikes.
We are in the best place we have ever been in our history in terms of our state of readiness. We have a full complement of just about 2,000 members.
During a natural disaster, the Jamaica Fire Brigade offers critical services, including search and rescue operations, evacuation support, fire suppression, and emergency medical supplies. They also coordinate with other agencies to ensure timely response and community safety.
Our firefighters are on standby.
Our commitment is to give you the information you need to handle the challenges of today and into the future. So, looking ahead and bearing in mind that we have a hurricane season every year, let's examine how data on housing design, roof type and location helps simulate storm and earthquake impacts, giving planners and citizens a clearer picture of their risks.
Floods and earthquakes are two of the most common natural disasters. But unlike earthquakes, which usually take us by surprise, flooding to some extent can be predicted. Through the use of revolutionary technology, awareness of the possible outcomes of a natural disaster has become more advanced. Persons are now able to use data on location, roof, and house type to create a simulation of what may happen in an earthquake, tropical storm, or hurricane.
The simulation was designed to combine place, type of structure, and event. Because Jamaica is vulnerable to four types of events: hurricane/tropical storms, landslides, floods, and earthquakes. But the same building that you live in is exposed to all four. And that same building you live in will react differently to all four.
Jamaica's landscape equally sits in low-lying and coastal areas as on hills and valleys. The country is also in an earthquake zone, so it can't hurt to do a little research on all the what-ifs, right?
You'll be able to go inside your house and see your roof being blown off, or your slab roof staying on. You'll be inside your slab roof house when earthquake shakes, it comes down on you. We'll be able to have those types of simulations.
How about the possible outcome of a Category 5 hurricane if you're living in a zinc roof wooden house that is built on stilts in a river valley? So now that these predictions are available to us, just how useful are they?
This simulator is now designed to take all of that information, the conventional knowledge that we as academics know, or the disaster management professional knows, dump it online as we have. Let the developer, housing developer, have access to it and see for himself. let the parish council person or the development approval authority play with it.
And once they've viewed it, the authorities can use the data to plan areas for development, approve or deny development applications, and build better. The simulator is not just a special effect disaster interactive tool, but one that takes into account the realities of environmental and living conditions here in Jamaica.
And the simulator also seeks to bring an awareness of the impact natural disasters may have on lives, properties, and businesses in relation to the country's national goals.
The effect a hazard would have on everything ranging from the individual to the nation is important, and scaremongering only goes so far.
The simulator allows you to either scare yourself or reassure yourself, but it's based on reality.
Another useful element to this drill is the data it uses. Historical data are planted and come to life through the simulator to facilitate emergency responses as well as forward planning in action.
Knowing where hazards are and knowing where they're not is extremely valuable information to businesses such as insurance. Instead of blanketing Portland as a hazard-prone parish, we can know which parts of Portland are hazard-prone, therefore allowing people in Portland who are not in hazard-prone areas to get lower insurance premiums. You underwrite them differently, and you also underwrite more accurately and properly the people who are in hazard-prone zones.
So, if you have already bought your dream home or are thinking of buying or building, you may want to try a few simulation exercises to test the stability of your home or to find out if where you intend to build is the best place to put down roots.
Hurricane straps help keep your roof secure during heavy winds. Strappies advice: make sure your home is secure. Strap down your roofs to withstand the wailing winds of hurricanes and other major storms. Don't wait until it's too late.
It's a very simple thing. It is inexpensive and it doesn't require much technical know-how to do it.
Strap down your roof now. Save yourself a world of hurt later.
Our feature up next highlights the climate-smart and disaster-resilient features built into healthcare facilities to ensure that essential services continue even in the aftermath of a tropical storm or a hurricane. Take a look.
It is important that health facilities can withstand natural disasters and provide continuous access to care during and immediately after such events. And so there has been much focus on improving resilience, strengthening structural and operational systems, and equipping these facilities with green technologies. Much of the work is happening through the Smart Healthcare Facilities project. Jamaica, like other countries in the Caribbean, is vulnerable to numerous climatic events like hurricanes, floods, and drought, which can have a devastating effect on the nation.
We're aware that natural disasters are increasing in both frequency and impact. And it's absolutely essential that after a natural disaster, basic services are restored as quickly and efficiently as possible. And that's what this program is about.
Essentially, a hospital or a health center should remain standing after the most severe disaster.
Regionally, this work to create safer, greener, and climate-smart institutions is part of a £46.3 million Smart Health project. The initiative receives funding from UK Aid, through its Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office in the Caribbean. It's being implemented over a 7-year period by the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, in collaboration with the Ministries of Health in selected countries.
We accept that as a people we have to prepare, and we are very happy that from a partnership standpoint, the British people, the UK government, UK aid, as well as PAHO, which we are members of, clearly have said, listen, let us come together and ensure that we have more resilient, more smart facilities.
This initiative is not only allowing for continuous functioning of healthcare facilities during disasters, but is also reducing energy, water, and other operational costs, as well as the carbon footprint. More than 400 medical facilities across 7 different Caribbean countries were audited to assess their disaster vulnerabilities and needs.
We then designed a blueprint, a model for making them more resilient, safer, but also more efficient. We designed 3 standards: gold standard, silver standard, and bronze standard.
Since then, UK aid has funded upgrades to 55 health facilities in the Caribbean. 14 of Jamaica's primary healthcare institutions have benefited at a cost of £8 million. The transformation of health facilities under this partnership has not only tackled the challenge of climate change, but also created more attractive and comfortable spaces for health workers and patients. Upgrades include replacement and strengthening of damaged roof to withstand hurricane, along with waterproofing and the installation of new hurricane-resistant windows and doors. These facilities are also being equipped with firefighting equipment and fire detection devices, improved electrical networks and generators for backup power, as well as the installation of solar panels for clean energy and water heaters and LED lights to ensure efficient and sustainable electrical power to each facility. Stormwater drains are being incorporated to mitigate flooding. Rainwater harvesting systems with both above and underground tanks and water-saving faucets provide increased availability and cost efficiency of this commodity. Work is also done to provide more efficient cooling and ventilation. Antimicrobial surfaces also get introduced to critical areas.
It's a really good partnership. This smart facility, of course, with the technical support of and standards that PAHO provided, the guidance, PAHO WHO, really has created people and government of Jamaica, Pan American Health, WHO, and of course UK aid, the British government and people, what is a model that we want to standardize across the length and breadth of Jamaica and our public health system.
And that's it for today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Join us again tomorrow for another informative show. Remember to visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more news you can use. On behalf of the team, I'm Theodore Henry. Stay safe.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.